The Boogeyman. Is he real? Is he not? It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by CritiX.com, a place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that we talk about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have just seen a new horror film by the name of The Boogeyman. That's right. This film is based on a Stephen King book. We know him, the master of horror and suspense himself. So off rip, I was already a little bit interested because it's been quite a while since I've seen like a new original Stephen King story get adapted to film, and I don't, not including it. And not including the sequel to The Shining. I don't know why the name of that movie escapes me, but I can't remember right now. But um, this was something that I never really even knew he had written. There's a lot of stories out there that he's written that a lot of people probably aren't really familiar with because they're not as commercial as most of the most popular ones. But this was one that I didn't even know, kind of slipped under the radar for me. But when I saw the name in the trailer, I was like, Stephen King's back. I got to check it out. So, unlike a lot of other films, I did not rush to the theater to see this. It was on my list of things to do in 2023, but it wasn't something that I jumped to the theater to see. So last night, I hopped in the car. I rushed over to Showcase Cinemas in my area, and I checked out The Boogeyman. Now, this film, I knew nothing about it. I went in blind. I just knew it was about the Boogeyman. Everybody knows the stories about the Boogeyman, and as a kid, everyone was afraid of whatever the Boogeyman was because we never knew. But I went in blind. I knew that there was a kid involved. I knew that there was monsters in the closet. I knew there might have been monsters under the bed. I go in and I'm watching this thing and I'm already intrigued because the star of this film is Sophie Thatcher, who a lot of you may know from Yellow Jackets. And I'm a fan of that show. Recently have just finished and caught up. And I was already sold. When I saw her pop up on the screen, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes, because I think she's a wonderful actress. I think she brings a lot of tension and relatability to the character in this film. Another great addition to this film is Chris Messina, who a lot of you have probably seen this year in Air. He played Michael Jordan's agent. He's also in this wonky, hilarious a Hulu series that's come. No, is it Hulu or Peacock? I'm sorry, it might be Peacock. It's Peacock, called based on a true story. It's kind of wacky. So if you see that up on your, check it out. It's really wacky. And then another addition to this was a little child who a lot of us probably saw on Disney Plus. Obi-Wan. She played Baby Leia, or Little Leia, I should call her. Vivian Lynn Blair, I believe her name is. Yeah, so new up and comer, and she was also Girl in Bird Box. She played Girl. Anyone that's seen that movie knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, Boogeyman. What did I think of this film? It's it's great creepy sauce. Let me just tell you this: Halloween season is going to be great if you include this in your watch list, and especially if you have badass kids, make them watch this. Sit them down and be like, "Oh, you wanna act up? Make them watch this because listen, I've seen them all. I'm sure a lot of all you horror buffs like myself have seen them all. There was some pretty cool jump scares in this thing, man. A lot of tension, a lot of moments where you didn't expect things to happen, and they happen. Uh Dave I can never pronounce his name. Polka Dot Man. He's in this too. Very unexpected. I'm telling you, not knowing what you know going into this, or not knowing anything when you go into this, was worth it. When you kind of know everything, it kind of pulls you out of it, and your state of disbelief probably will go right out the window. But for me, not knowing a lot about this film and just going to see it just off the pure fact that it was horror, was really worth it. Um, it's not long. It's not that long, so don't worry about it dragging out or anything like that. It really gets to the point. Now there are some, basic horror tropes that happen in this film that I wasn't a fan of. It's not a perfect film, but the suspense and the horror and the monster, they kind of do it. They work. It may not work on a lot of adults, but I'm telling you right now, put your kids in front of the TV. I know that sounds horrible, but it is essentially a gateway horror for younger kids. It's not gory. It's not a lot of crazy. There's no swearing at all in this. I don't believe. And there's not any no sexual situations or anything like that. But it was very creepy, very creepy. I'm talking they utilized those camera angles and sound effects to their best ability, and I thought that this film was a worthy addition to the horror collection, especially around the horror Halloween season, I should say. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about the Boogeyman. I think that it's very creepy, very suspenseful in a lot of places, and the special effects they're pretty dope. I mean, a lot of it is dark; you don't really see a lot, but for what they did, it worked for me. It worked. I thought it was very cool. Um, Directed by Rob Savage. Not familiar with him, but I'm pretty sure he's done something that I've seen. And again, adapted from a Stephen King story. So if you're a Stephen King fan, I think you should check this out. Again, that's all I got to say about the Boogeyman. You guys let me know. Have you seen it? Are you interested in seeing it? Did you not even know it was a thing? And if so, go see this movie, or definitely during the Halloween season, VOD it, sit in front of that in front of the television with some popcorn in the family and dive in it. Again, guys, that's all I got to say about this film. Like, comment, share, make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, and pop culture, check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.